Dear students, today I am discussing one of the most important sum of cost sheet, rather estimated cost sheet. Estimated cost sheet is also very important for the purpose of examination. What is estimated cost sheet? Suppose the cost for 1000 units is given and you are asked to calculate the cost for 1500 units. Suppose the cost of 1900 units are given or 2000 units are given and you are asked to calculate the cost of production, total cost for 5000 units. This is known as estimated cost sheet. Pleasant Company manufactured 2000 refrigerators in the year ending, that is given 2001, 31st December 2001. The trading and profit and loss account, the balance of cost of materials, the figures, direct wages, manufacturing cost, gross profit, these are given. And the right side, the sales figure is given. Likewise, the expenses for management, for staff salaries, rent rates, selling expenses, general expenses, net profit, gross profit is given. You are already aware of the format of the trading and PL account. In this format they have given the cost for 2000 refrigerators. Now the important thing, what they are asking for in 31st December 2000, it is estimated that. Now look at the term estimated, that you are asked to calculate the cost for 2400 refrigerators. Price of materials will rise by 10% on the previous level. Wage rate decrease by 5%. Manufacturing cost will rise in proportion to the overhead cost of materials and wages. Selling cost per unit will remain unchanged. Other expenses will remain unaffected by the rise in output. You are required to submit a statement for the board of directors showing the price at which refrigerator should be marketed so as to show a profit of 10% on selling price. Now starting with that, very easy. Now start from direct materials. I am clarifying it by step, don't be nervous, very easy. Suppose what is the cost for, look at the cost of material, the cost is 1,60,000 for 2000 units. Then what will be for 2400 units? It is just the unitary method what you have done in your class 7, and the rate is that the price of material will rise by 10%. Very easy. Then what you should do, 1,60,000, note down very carefully, 1,60,000 by 2000 into 2400 into 110 by 100. You should do in this way. In this book they are showing in a different way, but you should do it in the first. They have calculated the rate, then they have multiplied by 2400, but what I am telling, it is just the same. 1,60,000 by 2000 into 2400 into 110 by 100. Because why it is 110 by 100? Because the price has increased by 10%, that was it is 110 by 100, and the calculated value has, we have arrived 2,11,200. Now direct wages decrease. Now it is very easy. When it is raised by 10%, 110, if it is fall by 5%, then it will be 95 by 100. Same way, what is the cost for wages? Look at the book, look at the question. 2,40,000 by 2000 into 2400 into 95 by 100. Why are I doing in this way? Because materials and wages both are variable cost. The prime cost, we have got the value, that is prime cost is 4 lakh something, 4,34,800 what they have given, and simultaneously on the right hand side we are calculating the cost per unit. Cost per unit very easy, 2,11,200. It will be divided by the units. In this way they have calculated the cost per unit. Okay. Now we are moving to the factory overhead. Look at the question. If you look at the factory overhead, what the manufacturing cost will rise in proportion to the combined cost of materials and wages. Combined cost of materials and wages. Combined cost of material and wages means, previously, look at the question, previously the manufacturing cost was 1 lakh. when the materials and wages, the combined cost is 1,60,000 plus 2,40,000. What does it mean? 4,00,000. Now we should do it in the same way. We should use the again unitary method. Very easy. Now look at the answer. Earlier manufacturing cost is 1,00,000 when the combined total cost is 4,00,000. Combined total cost means materials plus wages. Now what is the combined cost? Now means in the estimated cost sheet we have already added materials plus wages 4,84,800. তাহলে it should be multiplied by 4,84,800. 4,84,800. 4,84,800. Now just we have applied the unitary method. For 4,00,000, if it is 1,00,000, then what will be the cost for 4,84,800? Then we arrive at the cost 1,21,200. Okay. Now office overhead. Now office and general expenses and administration expenses remain same, because what they have given in the question, other expenses will remain unaffected by the rise in output. Next, management and staff salaries. Management and staff salaries, it also remains same, 1,20,000. Next, general expenses, that will also remain same, 40,000. Generally these types of cost are fixed cost, that's why they are fixed, that's why they are fixed. We arrived at cost of production. Now selling expenses. Selling expenses, there is a slight change. What they have given, selling cost per unit will remain unchanged. Look at the question, there is a trick, per unit will remain unchanged. Per unit means, now look at the question, the selling expenses was actually 60,000. Selling expenses was 60,000. Selling expenses 60,000. At that time the output was 20,000. Output was 20,000. 2,000. Output was 2,000. Then what will be the cost per unit? 60,000 by 2,000. That means rupees 30. Now it is very easy. But right now, what is the cost? What is the number of units produced? 2,400. Now it will be multiplied by 2,400 into 30. Again I am telling, what they have given, selling cost per unit will remain unchanged. Selling cost per unit, what does it mean? Selling cost in the question, look at the question, selling cost was 60,000 and what was the production? 2,000. Then if I ask you what will be the cost per unit, your answer will be very simple, 60,000 by 2,000, that is 30. That means cost per unit remains same at rupees 30. Now 2,400. Now why it should be multiplied with 2,400? Your answer will be simple, very easy again. Why? Because now the units is 2,400. 2,400 into 30, 72,000. Then we arrive at total cost. And lastly, what they have given, they have given the profit 10% on selling price. Profit 10% on selling price. We know the formula. 1/10 on sales, that means 1/9 on cost. 1/10 on sales, that will be the 1/9 on cost. Also you can do in this way. Look at, listen it very carefully. You can write in this way, 10% on selling price. 10% on selling price means selling price is 100. When you are telling, suppose some teacher is asking you what percent you have got, you are telling, sir, I have got 70%. What does it mean? The total is 100 and you have got 70, that's why you are telling 70%. The likewise here, 10% on selling price means selling price should be considered as 100. Then very easy, what we know the formula, cost plus profit equal to selling price. Cost plus profit equal to selling price. Now just it is a algebraic equation. Now putting all those values, C, that remains C, mane cost, that remains C, means cost plus what is the amount of profit? 10%, equal to 100. What we know, in equation both side will be equal, then automatically cost will be 90, automatically cost will be 90. Then what will be the profit percentage on cost, then what will be the profit on cost, don't say percentage, what will be the profit on cost, cost is 90, the profit remains in 10, then automatically 10 by 90, that's why it is automatically 1 by 9, 0 is eliminated, that's why it is 1 by 9, 1 by 9. Then they have calculated the value, the figure what they have arrived 8,58,000 something, it should be multiplied by 1 by 9, then we arrive at the profit. Okay, hope you have understood the sum, and it is also again a very important sum from the viewpoint of examination. This is an example of estimated cost sheet. In the next class I will explain another sum of estimated cost sheet.